Wood glue has a bond that is not easily broken. I hope that the deal I made with my kids to get this table done by Friday would also create a tight bond between us that isn't easily broken. I told them I could build them a coffee table in 4 days. Mistake number one. I'm not going to call putting a deadline on a project for me a mistake, but I will say that it definitely led to the mistakes number 2, 3, and 4. I may have also decided to put a little pressure on myself, so I made a deal with them, a promise, that if I didn't get it done in time, that they could take aim at my manhood and teach me a lesson.
If you want to see exactly what I mean by that, be sure you watch till the end.
Fulfilling promises strengthens emotional bonds with friends, family, and woodworking projects. It shows that you have value and respect them, which fosters deeper connections.
The only connection I have now, though, is to a few choice words about this leak. I gotta get this thing fixed, and I can reuse the epoxy that I'm scraping off the table, but it's gonna cost me another day because I've gotta do a whole other pour in the morning and let it dry. But it did give me time to play with the kids and level up a little, so it wasn't all lost time.
Keeping promises, especially with your kids, builds trust and reliability and bond. A bond not so easily scraped off like this epoxy on my wife's art booth table.
It turns out that you can actually grind the tape and you don't have to pick it all off. The cool thing is that I created some sort of new Play-Doh type substance. While I was playing with my patent pending substance, my kids were making sure their aim was right on target. My mistake here was not flattening both sides, and I'll never do that again. By the way, if you have a board that doesn't have parallel sides to begin with, what I came up with was creating a single line down the middle and then using that to reference all my cuts off of later. I feel like that worked pretty well. I ended up setting up the leg pieces for the 45-degree angle on my table saw. I feel like this gave me the best opportunity to gut something super straight. But in the end, not sure that it actually mattered.
Keeping promises enhances your self-respect and confidence. This is my first attempt at a waterfall table, but I know that future projects will only benefit from this one.
I spent quite a long time really making sure that this cut was going to be accurate by visualizing exactly where the blade was going to go. If you know a different way to do this that'll make it a lot easier for me in the future, feel free to tell me in the comments. I found out that wood bonded to tape, bonded to super glue, just doesn't work that well. So this mistake, I also don't think I'll try again in the future. Although, I'll say I used the tape because I had dark colored glue.
Keeping promises helps avoid conflicts and misunderstandings. broken promises can lead to disappointment, frustration, and damaged relationships, much like this clamping setup that is failing miserably. When you keep promises, you contribute to a stable and predictable environment. Like these right angle clamps I just bought on Temu for less than $5. Totally worth it.
I left these for a couple of hours just to try to dry a little. I'm really scared what's going to happen when I take this other clamp off. I think the whole thing might just fall off, but we'll see. TGF PT. Thank God for painter's tape. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, I'd invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'm really just getting started, but I feel like every project I do and every video I do is getting better and better. So hopefully I've earned that subscription.
In the end, this table turned out beautiful, but not perfect. I'm okay with that because I got something way more valuable than a table. A bond that hopefully steps me closer to a good future relationship with my kids.
After filling these giant cracks with a couple of days worth of sawdust glue, fill the holes, sawdust glue, I'm finally ready to do the final sanding and put the finish on and be done with this.
So in case you're wondering if I got this thing done by Friday, the answer is yes. It just happened to be 7 days later than the Friday that I thought I was going to get done. So one thing I've learned as a parent is don't ever break a promise to your kid, no matter what the deal is. This table turned out to be absolutely beautiful, but in the end, you just gotta live up to your promises.
This gun sucks.